Your YouTube channel name might be the single most underrated growth lever you're not thinking about. Most people just pick whatever sounds cool, or worse, they slap some numbers on the end of their name because everything else was taken. And then 6 months later they're rebranding, losing subscribers and starting over. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to pick a username and handle that works on YouTube, locks you in on every major social platform, and actually drives traffic back to your channel. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about why this even matters. When someone discovers you on TikTok, or sees your comment on Reddit, or finds your post on Instagram, the very first thing they're going to do is search your name. If your handle is different on every platform, or if it's some variation with underscores and numbers that doesn't match anything, you just lost that person. They searched, found nothing obvious, and moved on. A consistent handle across platforms is essentially free traffic. It turns every piece of content you ever make, on any platform, into a funnel back to your YouTube channel. Now here's the mindset shift I want you to make before you even think about a name. Stop thinking of yourself as a YouTube channel. Start thinking of yourself as a brand. A brand has a name that travels. A brand has a name that people can say out loud and someone else knows exactly where to find it. That's the bar you're setting. And if you think I'm being dramatic, let me give you a pop culture reality check. There's a 1995 movie called Hackers, classic film. Every single hacker in that movie has a handle: Acid Burn, Serial Killer, The Phantom Freak, Lord Nikon, Crash Override, Zero Cool. These aren't just nicknames, they're identities, they're brands. The one kid who doesn't have a handle yet is Joey. And Joey spends the whole movie on the outside of the crew, desperate to prove himself, trying to earn his place. He's talented, he's hungry, but without a handle, he's nobody in that world. In the novelization of the film, it's actually Dade Murphy, Zero Cool himself, who gifts Joey the handle at the very end. That's the moment Joey arrives. That's when he becomes real. Now obviously you're not trying to hack the Gibson, but the parallel is dead on. Without a handle you own, you're just another face in the feed. The handle is how the internet knows you exist. So what makes a great handle? There are 5 things. It needs to be short, it needs to be memorable, it needs to be spelled the way it sounds, it needs to be unique enough to own, and it needs to be available everywhere that matters. Let's break those down one by one. Short means under 15 characters ideally. Under 12 is even better. Long handles get cut off in search results, they're hard to tag, and people just don't remember them. Think about the biggest creators you know: Mr. Beast, MKBHD, Veritasium. None of those are long. Short names have authority. They feel established. Memorable means when someone hears your name once, they can recall it. This usually comes down to rhythm and sound. 1 or 2 syllable words are sticky. Rhyming or alliteration helps. Abstract made-up words can work if the phonetics are smooth. What doesn't work is something like Tech Guru with Mike 2019. Nobody is remembering that. Spelled how it sounds means no silent letters, no weird substitutions like using a 0 instead of the letter O, no replacing words with numbers. I know that feels clever. It is not clever. It makes you unsearchable. If someone has to guess how to spell your name, half of them will get it wrong and give up. Unique enough to own means when someone searches your handle, you come up first. Not you buried under 3 other accounts with similar names. Not you competing with a local business or a decade-old inactive account. You want to own that search result, which is why generic words, even good-sounding ones, are a trap. If your handle is just a common noun or a phrase people search for other reasons, you will never rank for your own name. And available everywhere that matters means YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and ideally the .com domain. You don't have to be active on all of them right now. You just need to own them. Go claim the handle even if you never post there. It protects your brand, and it means that when you do expand, you're consistent from day one. Here's the process I'd actually recommend. Start by brainstorming in buckets. First bucket is your name or a variation of it. Second bucket is your niche plus a descriptor. Third bucket is completely made-up words or word combinations. Fill each bucket with at least 10 ideas without judging them. Then you run your shortlist through a name checker. Namecheck.com lets you search a handle across dozens of platforms simultaneously. It'll show you in one view where a name is available and where it's taken. This saves you hours. Once you have a handle that clears availability, say it out loud. Seriously, say it out loud to yourself and then say it to someone else and ask them to spell it back to you. If they get it right on the first try, you have a winner. If they hesitate or ask you to repeat it, keep looking. Now let me talk about a few common mistakes. The first is adding your niche to a name and then pivoting. If you call yourself Fitness by Mike and then you start making finance content, your brand is working against you. Either pick a name that's niche-specific and commit fully to that niche, or pick a name that's personal or abstract enough to survive a pivot. The second mistake is using a name that belongs to someone famous. Even if the exact handle is available, proximity to a celebrity or brand will confuse the algorithm and confuse your audience. You want a clear lane. The third mistake is waiting. I can't tell you how many creators I've talked to who had the perfect name in mind, sat on it for 2 weeks thinking about it, and came back to find it was gone. The internet fills up fast. When you find something that works, claim it immediately. Once you've locked in your handle, update everything. YouTube channel name, YouTube handle, all social bios, your email signature if you do outreach, anywhere your name lives online. And then start cross-promoting deliberately. Put your handle in the corner of every video. Mention it verbally when you want people to find you elsewhere. Make it second nature. Your handle is your home address on the internet. The cleaner it is, the easier it is to find, the more it shows up everywhere consistently, the more traffic flows toward everything you make. Don't be Joey. Don't wait for someone else to hand you an identity. Go claim yours right now before someone else does. Get the name right once, and every single piece of content you ever create starts working together instead of separately. That's the compounding effect of a good brand, and it starts with something as simple as picking the right handle. If this helped you, subscribe because there's a whole series coming on channel optimization, and I'm just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.